Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another film review. Tonight, as promised, after my 10 horror gems that wowed me, I said I would review this film. And tonight we're looking at Wes Craven's Wishmaster. So your wishes come true. This is a fantastic movie. Absolutely blinding. With an absolute stellar cast. It stars absolute icons from the horror genre, including Robert Englund, including Tony Todd, including Kane Hodder. It's just endless list of iconic sort of horror icons. And the film sort of starts. It's based about a genie called a Jinn. Now, Jinn is like an evil kind of genie, where he will grant you 3 wishes, but on your 3rd wish he will be set free upon the world, and then he can commit his evil upon the planet. So you really can't ask for 3 wishes. And the film starts right back in ancient sort of Persia, where we see a sort of king or overlord that's made a wish from the genie, and all these people in his court are suffering from this sort of curse, and some of them are being sort of turned inside out, some are turned into some bizarre sort of creatures. And we got one of his sort of one of his, I don't know what his role is to the king, but he's watching it all happen, and he's absolutely shocked by it all, and he makes his way towards the king's sort of area throne, where the king's sitting with the Jinn. And he goes to the king and saying to him, please, please, don't make any more wishes. Don't make any more. If you do this, this Jinn's is gonna rip havoc on the world as we know it. But the king's not really listening. So the this, I don't know if it's a servant or whatever he is, he has a ruby. Now this ruby has been found, and he holds the ruby out and starts placing some sort of incantation onto it while he's holding it, and it traps the Jinn into this ruby, and the Jinn gets trapped into this ruby. And then the film sort of shoots forward to modern day America, of course, and we see we're at a shipyard, and here we have Robert Englund, who's like a sort of doctor at a sort of museum, and he's standing there with Ted Raimi, Sam Raimi's brother. And they're both waiting for this statue that they've finally got hold of from ancient Persia, and it's been sort of like coming off a ship by a crane. And there's a guy there's been really clumsy with his drink, crane operator as always, and he has an accident, and he spills his drink on the crane's electronics, and they go haywire. And in the chain that's holding the statue in this wooden box breaks, and it falls right down it, and that's the end of Ted Raimi. He's killed straight away by this statue. And we see the absolute shock in Robert Englund's face as he's now got a broken statue and a dead friend, a colleague. And so it then sort of like we see like the statue covered in blood and things, and we see one of the guys there's clearing the pieces away, finds the ruby, and he takes the ruby away and keeps it. But then we can't, I think maybe the next day, where he's gone to this sort of, I don't know what it is, it's almost like an auction, sort of real sort of like high-tech sort of pawn shop, if you like, called something, auctions. I think you can get things auctioned through them. Anyway, he takes the ruby there, and straight away they're extremely interested in it because of the sheer size of it and what it is. Straight away they know it's a ruby and very, very valuable. And so they say, well, look, we need to run some tests to see its clarity, etc., etc. And then we meet a young couple a woman and a guy, a little bit of the sort of kind of love interest at the moment. Well, the guy wished they were. He's interested in her, but she wants to be best friends. Anyway, we sort of see them sort of jibber jabbing, and he sort of like tells her, you know, I want you to be my girlfriend, sort of thing. And she says she wants to be friends, etc. Anyway, then we join her back at the lab, and she's looking at the ruby. She now has the ruby, one of her colleagues, and they're looking at its clarity, and she thinks it's extremely valuable, rare ruby. And she continues to sort of examine it, and she puts it under a microscope, and she sees a little imperfection in there, and she's not quite sure what it is, so she keeps zooming in, and while she does, we hear this sort of like a sort of growly rumble in the background, which is obviously because Jin is inside this ruby, and she thinks the ruby's got a defect, so she then decides to take it to her best friend, who wants to be her boyfriend, to have a look at it and examine it. So she gives it to him while she goes off to do some basketball with some kids and stuff like that. So she goes off. Anyway, we then join him in his laboratory, and he runs it through like a laser test. But the laser test goes wrong, and the laser, obviously because they fire lasers through the stone, has triggered the stone off. And then the stone starts to come to life, and then it explodes, and the guy gets killed. Her love interest, or want to be love interest, is killed in his office, and the Jin has escaped, because we see him crawling out, because he goes crawling over to him, because the guy is suffering in pain, and because he's been injured by this explosion, and the Jin says to her, I can take away your pain. I can take away your pain. All you got to do is say it and wish it, and I will take it away. And so he does, and he does take it away. He ends up being killed, and he's dead. And then we cut to the police being there, and the woman turning up at his laboratory because she's been trying to call him and can't get hold of him. And they find him dead on the floor, but no Jin. So the Jin has gone out. He's free somewhere. And she's still sort of getting sort of flashbacks from this ruby. It's affected her a little bit, and she knows there's something not right. We then cut to the Jin, and he's sort of like, you see him growing to his full self, and he's trying to fix the ruby. So what's going to happen? So they've released the Jin, and it's out there. It's out in the streets. Is he going to go out there and help people's bad wishes come true? Or are they going to catch him? Do they know that this is an ancient Jin in there? Or what have they unleashed on the world? You need to watch it and find out. What do I think of Wishmaster? It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I'll still stick to my word. There is some similarities with this and Hellraiser, in the sense of, like, this is about a Jin, which is like an evil kind of genie, and Hellraiser is about this sort of magical, mystical box that, if opened, opens a gateway. This is the same sort of thing, and it's just brilliant. Absolutely cool. And the Jin looks amazing. There's some great effects in the film. The pluses of this film, it looks stunning, really cool, and I'm just so chuffed to have this again on Blu-ray. Amazing film. Fantastic looking film. The sound is great. Stellar cast, great acting, amazing gore, great gore effects, amazing kills. It's just got everything a horror film wishes for. It's an absolute classic. So I'm going to score this film an amazing watch and give it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 for Wishmaster. Absolutely incredible. It's just one of those films that it just wows you when you see it for the first time. Like when you see Hellraiser for the first time, or you see The Fly or whatever for the first time. It's just like, wow, That was amazing. And this is what this film's like. I mean, I've not seen this film for eons. I'm sure this is, you're going to correct me. I know it could be 90s film, but it just feels like an 80s film, but I think it's probably a 90s film. I don't know if I've got my glasses up here, or else I'd have a little look and I would tell you. No, I can't see my glasses, but someone will write it in the comments down below, I'm sure. But it's amazing, amazing film. Wishmaster, 9 out of 10. Any of you guys seen it? If you have, let me know down below what you think of it. Wow, it's one of the best horror films. It is an absolute classic. Bit of a forgotten classic. I think it's one of those films that have just gone way by and people have forgotten about it. But when you get it or you manage to rewatch it, you think, wow, how have I forgotten this film? Because that's what I was like when I rewatched it again after picking it up on Blu-ray. I've not had this since I had it on VHS way back in the day. And it looks, and it's still amazing. Great film. Guys, till my next video, check out some more horror channels. Check out Horror Hands, Horror Geek, Man v Film, RS Design, Pizzawell, I Am the Ice Lord, Cat Watches Horror Films, Haunted, Grumpy Andrew's Haunted House, and a massive shout out to my lad. Until next time, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I see you all soon.